Hey everybody. So, after 2.5 years of creating content, I'm done. This is something that came up rather suddenly yesterday after watching another creator's video, and it just sort of hit me that I'm okay with it. This is something that I need to do. It's not because I'm tired of it, it's mostly because of where I'm at in life right now. And it's because my life is much different than where I was when I started creating content. I'm going to walk you through why I started streaming, what I learned, and how I theoretically see a path to success in this industry, and ultimately why I'm stopping. Um, so bear with me. It's not going to be a super short video, but I'm hoping that it's not going to be a super long one. So I started streaming about 2.5 years ago when I was off work for my chronic migraines. So a lot of people who have been a part of my streaming journey, have been a part of my community, know that I suffer from chronic migraines. I have headaches every single day. But a lot of you know that I went from having about 15 to 20 migraines a month to about down to two after I got on a medication just over a year and a half ago now. And so that really changed my life. It allowed me to get back into my career, and so that's really changed my life. So it was a hobby at the time that allowed me to put time into it when I was able to, and when I wasn't able to, I could just take the night off, and it didn't really affect my life that much. Outside of people were a little disappointed that the stream wasn't up. Um, I started by making highlight videos, by recording hour-long clips on my Xbox and recording audio from the party through my PC, and then mashing them together and making clips of wins in Call of Duty Warzone and PUBG, and then uploading them to YouTube because I didn't have good enough internet to stream. When I got good enough internet, that's when I started streaming. I had a PC and a capture card and did it the right way. Um, I started streaming on Facebook because I saw multiple benefits to doing that. There was um, a large amount of people. I could reach so many people. There was a good sense of community there because there was actual people names. There wasn't just usernames like on Twitch or YouTube, and they seemed like they were committed to growing their gaming platform. And then I started making short form content when I saw the benefit behind it, which was when I started multi streaming on YouTube, and I saw like how fast I could grow my YouTube channel. But I began multi streaming to YouTube when I learned about Facebook's algorithm more and how they were punishing people who wanted to play different games than, say, just their one. So I started playing. Um, when I started straying from PUBG to say my Skyrim playthrough didn't do very well because they wanted me to just play PUBG. So I switched solely to YouTube when I was demonetized for whoops, demon, my bad. When I was demonetized for seemingly no reason at all. I wasn't able to do anything for 2 weeks. And actually, I had a big issue with Facebook because they didn't pay me for over a year at all. And then they paid me out one lump sum. And after that, I was pretty well shadow banned from everything. Comments not showing up. My post reach was squashed right down. And then since all that happened, I've called YouTube my home. And I've been really happy there. Things have been going really well. It's a great sense of community. So that's been my story for streaming. It's been a lot of fun. Um, and there's a lot of people that have asked me how they can start. I've given a lot of tips over the last couple years, and I think that it's pretty easy to start. All you have to do is just hit that live button. You can start by just streaming on your console, or if you've got the PC, you can get a capture card, an external one, even an internal one if you've got a desktop, and just start, just pick a platform and go. Um, You likely won't have anyone watching you at first. You might have people stop in once in a while, and if you capture their heart, then um, you can capture them for a little while and start to build a community around them. I know that's what happened, and that's how I ended up getting my first mod, Ryan. He was around for a while, and I'll be forever grateful for him sticking around throughout all of those days, and being the one viewer for me. Um, I would recommend that you multi-stream if you can. Not everybody likes watching on different platforms, so you're limiting your reach by only streaming to a single platform when you first start. You can build different communities on different platforms, and I would recommend that you have one place that you can bring them all together, such as Discord or Twitter, so that they can have a sense of community as well. Discord is the best place, and really looking at how to build a good Discord, um, because just a plain old Discord with a couple channels is pretty boring and it's not really overly useful. But you can have a pretty useful Discord if you look into it. I would recommend to grow the right way. Don't invest in ads to inflate your growth superficially. I know that I invested in an ad and it brought me in a whole bunch of followers on Facebook, but you never see any of those followers in your live videos. You see them liking your posts all the time, but you never see them in your live videos. You never see them anywhere else, and it just it's all superficial. It doesn't feel like it's actually doing anything to help you. Another thing, I wouldn't have 8 tabs open to help simulate viewers. Um, Having numbers as fake numbers, basically view botting yourself doesn't do anything. The biggest thing that will drive you up in algorithms is actual live engagement in your content. So likes on your streams and actual comments in your streams. That's going to help bump you up in the recommendations. It's going to put you up further up in the algorithm, stuff like that. And lastly, don't think you have to go and get everything all at once. You can add to your stream as you go. You can add a camera later on. You can improve your equipment later on. You can get a better camera. You can get a better mic. You can get a better computer. You can get a capture card or better lighting. You can improve all your stuff as you go if it's something that you want to do. You don't have to go out and actually do everything all at once because streaming is expensive, which is part of the pros and cons of content creation. There are many things that are both pros and cons to streaming. Relationships is one of them. I've built many relationships over the last 2.5 years that I will cherish forever. However, some of my other relationships have suffered because I've spent too much time um, creating content and not enough time working on those relationships. Other people I have had a relationship with, and it's soured because there's a lot of drama when it comes to streaming and creating content. Another one is money. Streaming is expensive. I mean, just my computer alone cost me about $4,000 because GPUs were so expensive at the time. However, you can make a decent amount of money if you do well and if people want to bless you. Dopamine. The highs are high and the lows are low. I remember my very first Tarkov stream. I had about 60 viewers on average for the entire night. My very first one. I never ever saw anything close to that again. I would get around 12 on average after that, and it would dwindle down after that. But I never got close to 70, 60, or 70 ever again on YouTube. And that was a really high, and some of the lows are really low. You never the nights where you only get 40 messages in chat or fewer, and it just seems like nobody showed up, and it's just like, oh, maybe I'll just turn off the stream after an hour and a half or so, and you feel pretty low at that point because we're all human, we all have emotions, and no one is uh, immune to those emotions. There are a lot of things that are just pros, though. I developed a lot of skills over my 2.5 years because I put time into learning. Um, I learned how to edit video. I learned about sound and video, just in general with OBS. I improved my computer skills and knowledge because I had no clue about any of this stuff. Um, and you'll get better at the games that you play because you end up playing them a lot. Some things, however, are just cons. Learning how to edit, how various algorithms work, how to put out high quality content is time consuming. Um, you may find that algorithms influence what games you play as well. Um, and you'll find yourself spending too much time creating content. This is one thing I can't stress enough. You will never get the time back that you put into content creation. Never. I know that that was one thing that I struggled with for a long time is I put way too much time into creating content, trying to further myself in this industry. And I look back at that and I go, yep, I could have been spending more time doing this or more time doing that. And it was a mistake. Not that I don't wish that I had gotten further in this industry, but I just realized that there are more important things in life, especially when this started out as more of a hobby for me. So, what did I learn from streaming? I would say that one of the biggest things I learned is don't be afraid to take a leap of faith. I left Facebook Gaming when they demonetized me and did YouTube exclusively because I felt it was the right move. I grew my YouTube pretty quickly, got monetized on there, and then I had multiple platforms that I could fall back on. One thing that a lot of people do is they put all their eggs in one basket, and I would not ever do that. Right now, there's four decent, um, well, I wouldn't say decent, but there's four platforms really that people are streaming on. There's Twitch, there's YouTube, there's Facebook, and there's Kick. All four of them have pros and cons, and you need to really look at them and think which one are you going to stream on. Um, the next thing I would say is, when you see the signs on the horizon, don't don't avoid them. Like for example, Facebook gaming is currently dying. Signs are pretty obvious. So if you're there, it might be time to make other plans, at least backup plans in case it does end up dying. If it doesn't, then great, you're good to go. But if it does, at least then you have something to fall back on. Um, and then the last thing is a selfish streamer will struggle to grow. There are enough viewers out there for everyone to have a solid community. So share your knowledge. Don't hold it in. There's no point in that. If you are hoarding everything that you've learned, then what is the point of that? I mean, I'm going out right now. I've been streaming for 2.5 years. I know I've helped countless streamers with questions that they've had. I've helped many people set up their stream, and I'm no worse for it. I feel like sure I'm out a few hours of my day, but I feel like I've actually helped them, and I feel good about that. I don't feel like they've taken my viewers. I don't feel like they've taken my money. So what's the point of being a selfish person? Just be a good person and help. That's really all there is to it. This one, some people are gonna be like, "Who is he to say this? He's leaving. It's 2.5 years. He's only got like just over 5,000 followers over all those platforms." Yeah, I don't care. This is how I theoretically think that you can be successful in streaming and in content creation in general. So the best way, in my opinion, to be successful is to do it all in some capacity. You need to, I think, if you were to stream, at least for gaming, okay, if you were to stream, create short form content and post it everywhere, and make sure that you have it drive your traffic back to your main platform, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or Facebook. Make sure it drives to your main platform, like at the end or somewhere in your video, have a hook where it says "Follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Twitch, etc." Make sure you do that. Um, Create long form content as well. Make sure you've got something that people can go and watch that isn't just your stream, because people don't want to sit there and watch a 3 or 4 or 5 hour stream where there's dead time in between there. If you have something that you've edited down, it's 8 or 9 minutes and it's good editing and you've put time into it, they'll watch it. Eventually you'll get a good base of people who watch all of your content, the streams, the short form, and the long form. and people will find you through all three. I have had people find me through all three, but my problem is I did not have enough time and I did not take the time to do long form content. People found me from my streams, people found me from my short form content. They did not find me from my long form content. Next thing I would say is find your niche and stick with it, or as close to it as you possibly can. So my niche for a long time was PUBG, and I strayed from that. And after I strayed from PUBG, I struggled a bit to grow. Um, but I also, I wouldn't say my channel struggled to grow. My community struggled to grow. I struggled to have people that actually watched the channel and came every single night. Some people did come every single night. I think of people like Random Shorts, who was here every single night, regardless of what game I played, and was probably one of my biggest supporters that I had in the last 2.5 years. Um, and you want to look for people like that, but it's hard when you go outside your niche and you don't you have those different nights where you're doing different things. um, so if you have something that you love and you're passionate about, stick with it. And most importantly is being consistent. Post your short form content consistently. I did one short a day for like the last, I would probably say, 8 months. um, and when I didn't do a short for a couple days, then I found that I went from getting 2,000 views per short down to 100 or less views, because the algorithm was like, "Hey, you didn't post anything, so you got knocked out of the short feed." Um, Make sure you're posting your short form content as consistently as you can. YouTube is super simple because you can batch upload as many as you want, and they're saved in your drafts, and you can go and schedule them for one day at a time, or every other day, or every 3 days, whatever you want. And you can set what time of the day you want them. Super simple, a lot easier than any other platform. Although other platforms, I do believe, are getting a little bit better. It's been a while since I posted to other platforms. Have a streaming schedule if you're going to stream. That is huge. There's been a lot of times where notifications don't get sent out, regardless of the platform you're on. All platforms are guilty of this. They don't send out notifications. So if you have a streaming schedule, people will be like, "Oh, isn't Harry supposed to be live right now? Let me go check to see if he's live." And then they show up and they go, "Oh, the only reason why I actually know you're here is because I know that you're supposed to be playing right now, because this is when you always play." I the countless amount of times people have come into my stream and said that to me over the last 2.5 years. I mean, countless. It's crazy. And then put out long form content consistently. If you're going to do long form content, it doesn't matter if it's once a week or once a month. Just do it, um, and be consistent with it if you can, because people are going to look for that. Um, there are some people on YouTube who used to post daily, and that's how they got to be, million plus subscriber pages. But gaming is such a fickle thing now, because of with shorts and with streaming. It's a much different way to grow than it is for people who do vlogs and people who do um, s- huge channels like How Ridiculous and Dude Perfect and all that. And so it's a much different monster that you have to contend with, which is why you always need to be researching. Try to look for ways to be better. Learn how to make better thumbnails. Look for what styles are trending, what works in a thumbnail. Stay up to date with editing trends. Um, I know I've seen, the same type of editing done in videos for a long time, and I go, that just bores me. Like, it seems like yeah, you shoot the guy and you fade out as you shoot him, and you see the damage, or you see the knock as it comes back in. It's like, oh, you guys gonna find something different, or is that still working for you? Find something that works. Find what's going on in the trends, and stay with the trends, because people want to see what's going on with the trends. They don't want to see something that was, trending 3 months ago. They want to see what's trending right now. Stay up to date with algorithms. Figure out how the algorithms work for each platform, because they work differently for each platform, and they change constantly. So you need to research algorithms, and then network with people. But networking with people doesn't mean just dropping into the chat and saying, "Oh, hey, I'm a streamer," or chatting with them for a little bit and being like, all right, well, I got to go set up my stream. That doesn't really work. People just get annoyed by that because they're just like, all right, well, thanks for the self promotion. Appreciate that. Block. Drop in and be a part of their community. Play in their viewer games if they play a similar game as you. Join their tournaments that they host. I know I hosted 3 or 4 tournaments over my 2.5 years of streaming, and I got to know lots of streamers that way. And I tried to outright advertise for those streamers. I said, if you're a streamer, like comment in the chat, like let us know. And I mean, I would have 60, 70 people watching the stream. So if that's a great way for you to actually network with people is to get your name out there. And if you do well in those tournaments, your name is like right up there anyway. Um, if you're invited on a podcast as a guest, join. Why not? It's a great way to get out there. A great way to get your voice out there. And if they already have a platform, that's a great way to network. Be active on social media as your page. I can't tell you how many times I've seen Stone Mountain's name pop up on Facebook, and he's got thousands of likes on his comment because he posted something on a picture of a mountain. Just get your name out there. Um, and then I'll say this: I joined a team called Ratio Esports. Their logo is right here above my head. They've been such an encouraging part of my journey over the last, I don't even remember when I joined them, um, last number of months, and um, they've been they've been a great group of people, um, and joining a team in general, it doesn't matter if they compete in esports or not, is a great move. However, if you don't have anything to offer to the team and you're just joining to help them or for them to help you join or help you grow, sorry, that's not a good move. That's not something that's going to help you. We had people that joined and um, they didn't really have anything to offer, and it ended up going south for a few people. And so make sure you've got something to offer before putting yourself out there to join a team, um, because otherwise it just gets a little bit hairy sometimes. Make sure you put the work in first before you go out and try to join a team. So down to the last thing, the explanation as to why I'm stopping. So as I said, I started streaming as a hobby and to see if I could make some money on the side. I was on disability and on Ontario disability basically gets you minimum wage or less. Um, I started working this year again as a youth pastor, which is what I went to school for, and I love what I'm doing. I've got a huge passion for it, and it takes up quite a bit of my time. And I'm just not able to do these two things with full dedication and actually spending the amount of time with my family I'd like to. I know that when I think of streaming, I still think of it fondly. I still think, oh yeah, I'm excited to hit that go live button and go and talk to my community and spend time with my community. But I know that I'm not able to put the amount of time into it that I know that it deserves, that you guys deserve. So, with that being said, I struggle with the idea of not being able to do something properly. I struggle with doing something halfway, and I feel like I'm cheating you guys out of something, and I'd rather just spend time with you in a Discord or, as friends playing games and not be that streamer on your screen than I would, being the streamer but doing it halfway, um, if that makes sense. There's also a big factor that comes into play where I feel like um, games, gaming in general, just doesn't feel the same for me anymore. Streaming has negatively impacted the way that I game. Um, I now, ever since I started streaming, I've worried about. I mean, to some degree, I've worried about view count. Like how many views is this going to get? Do I have enough content for this game to be able to post? Because I know that this is going to do well as short form content. Um, will my community enjoy if I play this game? All these things contribute to what game I play. On top of that, I don't play games anymore, and I haven't for a long time unless I'm streaming. So, because I only have a limited amount of time in my day to spend time with my family and to have some time to myself. So, I don't load up my Xbox or my computer to play a game unless I've got time to load up the stream. And I don't like loading up a stream unless I've got like about 2 hours or more to do it. So, I don't get half hour to an hour sessions of gaming anymore like I used to if I was waiting for something because I just don't think I just don't see the point in it anymore. And I want to get back to that. I want to get back to having fun while gaming if there's if the stream isn't there. So that was a big reason why I wanted why I was not that I wanted to, but why I was okay with stopping. Why when I watched this video of the other streamer, other content creator that I yesterday, when I watched this video and I went, I'm okay with that. I think that this is the right move for me. This literally came to be yesterday afternoon before I went out for the evening. I was just like, yeah, this is okay. I'm okay with this. So, I guess to conclude, I just want to say thank you for the last 2.5 years. I've enjoyed being a content creator considerably. I've learned a lot. I've been blessed by the relationships that I've made during this time. Many people I consider friends, close friends, and other streamers I've learned a lot from. Many people have blessed my family financially, and for that, I can't thank you guys enough. I do plan on updating friends lists to reflect the relationships I currently hold. So if I haven't played with you guys in a while, please don't be offended if suddenly you're not on my friends list. But if you see me in the lobby or you see me online, don't be a stranger. Send me an invite. Send me a party invite, and if I'm free, I'll join you. If I feel like playing, I'll play. I'm also going to be keeping the Discord open so that we can have that sense of community in there. Make sure you check it out because it has been overhauled so that it is a little bit more updated and refreshed. But that's it. That is everything. Thank you for the last 2.5 years. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor, and I'm glad to have been able to do it with you guys. So thank you for everything, and you guys stay blessed. Peace.